One of the most controversial plot elements in Genesis Testament, the third light novel series of A Certain Magical Index, was to put Accelerator behind bars. Yep, he was sent to jail, albeit a comfy cell with a plasma screen TV. And no, he wasn't arrested for doing this to Last Order. I want to talk about why Accelerator sent himself to jail to begin with, and why has this been so polarizing in the story for fans, in addition to why it may actually be well written and further develops Accelerator as a character in an unorthodox way. And of course, this video has spoilers. During the Choronzon arc, Accelerator has a surprising midlife crisis despite only being 16, unsure of where his life would lead him. But thanks to his makeshift dad turned lolly, Alistair Crowley, he was entrusted to take his or her place as board chairman of Academy City, passing on the torch in the form of a smartphone with access to all the tech in Academy City. And so, a huge responsibility was now placed on Accelerator's shoulders to not only act as the new leader of Academy City, but also protect the best interests of his people. Accelerator decided that he didn't want to be like Alistair, he wanted to forge his own legacy. However, an obvious black stain remained permanently marked on Accelerator's past. The one thing that forever haunts him and that he can never truly forgive himself for: the Sisters Project. The experiment where Accelerator murdered over 10,000 clones of Misaka Mikoto in cold blood, all for his desire for absolute power. While he was manipulated by the scientists by believing the clones weren't real people, that was not an excuse. There was no way Accelerator felt he could simply ignore the terrible crimes he had committed and exert his new political power like nothing ever happened. Therefore, Accelerator decided to face justice by awaiting trial and then accepting his sentence to life imprisonment. He is still able to conduct his duties as board chairman, but is ultimately confined to his cell until his dying breath. Accelerator has to make even more tough decisions as he realizes how truly difficult it is to be the head of the science side, abiding solely by his principles. When his adopted lolly, Last Order, was kidnapped by the powerful Esper Maidona Hoshimi, Accelerator didn't go out and save her as he normally would, leaving the situation to his former rival, Kamijo Toma, and the strength of the city to save her, knowing that leaving his confinement would go against what he now represents. Accelerator's new path is ultimately to eradicate the dark side of Academy City, and of course, him being a former member of it means he will not be a hypocrite and give himself a free pass from justice. Accelerator launches Operation Handcuffs in Order 66 fashion, his plan to use anti-skill and judgment, who act as the police force of Academy City, to cleanse it of the dark side, the criminal underworld of the city, making sure the evil of the city is eradicated once and for all. But this plan was hijacked by Anna Sprengel, who indirectly influenced those involved and as a result turned it into a bloody mess. Anti-skill and the dark side were effectively at war, with it escalating into mass killing on both sides. Accelerator began to doubt his own actions. Was it the right decision to take action against the dark side? They are criminals, but does that mean they are all evil? There are some who use illegal means to help others, the so-called beneficial members of the dark side. Maybe there was indeed a reason Alistair had let the dark side foster and decided not to provoke it, like the untamed beast it is. Currently, Accelerator has new problems to worry about, with the Bridge Builders Cabal now effectively invading Academy City after the consulate they established was attacked by forces following Accelerator's orders. And to make matters worse, they have summoned Christian Rosenkreutz, Rosenchad himself, a legendary magician who seems unbelievably powerful. Is he even beatable? Accelerator seems to be in a dilemma. His demon, Clipper Puzzle 545, was defeated by the transcendence of the Cabal. I mean, she can regenerate, but that's not the issue. This threat is way too big for Anti-Skill, Judgment, or maybe even Fuse Kazakiri to handle. Maybe Accelerator can call upon the level 5s for help. But would they even answer his call? And wouldn't it be just acting exactly like how Alistair did? A puppet master behind the scenes, manipulating Nose for his own benefit. Accelerator swore to be a better board chairman than him, but what other choice does he have left? By the way, if you'd like to see a video specifically explaining how Accelerator got his black wings and their secret meaning in full detail, then help me get to 25k subscribers and I will make that video for you. After 8 volumes of Accelerator being confined when previously he had a far more proactive role is a huge slap in the face to many fans of the character. To be fair, Accelerator didn't really have too many big character moments in New Testament, I guess until the last few volumes. He was far more prominent in Old Testament, and now it's gotten even worse. Hell, I saw some Twitter users complaining about Accelerator being in prison after like 3 volumes of GT. Fast forward, and we are still here. To be honest, it may be a hot take, but I like what they did with Accelerator's character in GT. Hold on, allow me to explain. I don't think anyone expected Accelerator's character to redirect in this way. See what I did there? Legit, I honestly think this is a refreshing change where Accelerator is actually continuing to develop. It feels like a natural progression of his character, where he is actively accepting punishment for his sins, rather than claiming he is someone already reformed just because he's an angel now. Even someone as strong as him in terms of his power and political position has to face justice. It's a sensible and mature decision as a role model for the entire city and for his own reputation in the world. It would have been just so easy to do nothing with his character and not make any tough choices. Just make him float around the city being an edgelord and going crazy, just like in his own spin-off. Who needs character depth when you can just dunk on everyone? I see fans also complaining that Kamachi Kazuma, the author of Index, never changes the status quo, except when he does with Accelerator, and then people lose their minds because their favourite character has a new role in the story. Like legit, if I was Kamachi reading this shit, I'd be pissed off. Don't get me wrong though, I think it's only a matter of time before Accelerator goes through another character arc where he has to accept the city needs his physical presence to protect it. But he will have to move on from the sins of the past to do it. Whether that is Toma storming his prison cell and trying to drag him out by force like I predict, or not. Or maybe he will just stay in the prison cell forever, like what Malcolm wants. I don't want that to happen. I feel like he needs to stay in to the point where the time he spent there is poignant enough to warrant his exit, rather than doing a 180 where he leaves instantly, but that hasn't happened already. Although to be honest, I'm getting a little bit impatient as someone who likes Accelerator's development. 8 whole volumes into it, I have no idea how long Kamachi will drag it out, as there comes a time where we need to see the climax of where his character is going. Accelerator's goal was to be accepted and have a family, but now he's alienated himself from that also. I pray to God he will get that happy ending he deserves. And with the stakes raising and things becoming more desperate right now in the story, in terms of everything going wrong and a strong ass enemy who is hellbent on eradicating mankind, I feel like not just Toma, but Academy City and us the viewers need Accelerator more than ever. If anyone can prove that light can come from darkness, it's the number one we all love. I'm not saying Accelerator will be able to defeat Rosenchad, but with his platinum wings and the tree of Klonoff, it certainly improves the odds for Toma, Alistair, and co. Guess we will have to wait and see. Should Accelerator be freed, or is it better if he stays in jail? If you enjoyed this, then check out these videos on screen right now if you want more Accelerator and level 5 Esper content.